Greetings, outstanding folks, and welcome back. I'm back again. A little bit more brass stuff. This is going to be an unboxing video. I ended up getting two new brass instruments within a few days of each other. And this one is going to be an interesting experiment. This one was advertised as a valve trombone on Amazon. And get the trusty old Gerber out to open this baby up. And at the time I looked at it, I knew it was going to be an unusual version of a valve trombone. The box size certainly doesn't make it look like you'd expect from a trombone. Well, now that I've got the one end open, put up the Gerber and find out what I have. Okay, right away, something that's similar to what I've experienced with my Mendini trumpet. Soft shell case. Looks like it's going to be pretty lightweight. And there's no brand on the case. There was no brand listed for the instrument on Amazon either. And it's interesting, it's got that handle that's similar to something you find in a guitar gig bag. Pretty lightweight. And that's about the size of it. It's definitely not as big as the case that goes with my slide trombone, that's for sure. I'll see what's inside the case. Alright. Looking for a mouth. Now there's a mouth. First off, the mouthpiece. Grab my trusty old glass. That's definitely gonna need some cleanup. Definitely a different kind of mouthpiece. That's probably like about 12. This thing was shipped from India, so this definitely needs some cleanup. Mouthpiece looks like it had some damage in it, so I'll probably use my regular trombone mouthpiece for the playing test. Now this is going to be an unusual construction for a valve trombone. I'll set the case down so it doesn't get too awkward. Okay, first we'll come up with a bell. Now one thing I noticed right off the bat, looking at the bell, this thing also looks like it was used. No brand on the bell, generic. Looks like it hadn't even been polished. A lot of places where the finish is worn off. This is obviously used. Still seems pretty solid though. But one thing about it, it's kind of an unusual. On most slide trombones, you actually have a tuning slide on the bell. That's not the case with this instrument. And also on the Tanner trombones, the connection between the bell and the slide section on a slide trombone uses a knurled nut to a thread for a threaded connection. This one's just a simple clamp, similar to what you'll find for connecting the slide and bell sections of a soprano trombone. I'll set this aside for the time being. And the final part, the valve section. Also looks like it was used. Oh, $300 built in India. You get what you get, I guess. The slides are a little slow, but they work. Seg valve slide. that's going to take some work to remove the second valve slide. The third valve slide, sort of moves. Um, Main tuning slide is over on the end. A little slow. This thing definitely needs to have some maintenance on it. Valves, a little slow, but they work. Not super noisy. This thing definitely hasn't been maintained. This shipped straight out of India. But one thing about it, main tuning slides here at the end of the instrument. Similar to what you'll find with a trumpet. It goes, and that it enters at the back of the first valve, which is similar to what you'll find on a cornet. And the airstream exits at the third valve, just like on a cornet. There's a brace on here that's basically used for the marching band sheet music. This slide, then there's one other drawback with this particular instrument, the third valve slide. There's not a mechanism on there to be able to adjust it on the fly for intonation. So your low B and your low C will have a tendency to come out sharp. Without further ado, I'll go ahead and put this together, see what it does. Need to loosen this screw first. What this is, this actually gives me a valve instrument that's equivalent to playing the trombone. And unlike a soprano trombone where this connection is adjusted for intonation, on this you actually have a tuning slide. Try to get this at a decent angle. And so it kind of goes like that. And even though it's got the kind of the routing similar to a trumpet, it's still qualifies as a trombone because it's a two-piece body, and your mouthpiece and your bell are not at the ends of the instrument. Now, because of what I encountered on the mouthpiece, I'm going to grab the mouthpiece from my other trombone. So much for that small shank. So I guess I'm going to disinfect myself after I play this. Supposedly it tunes to B flat. We'll see if it'll actually manage that. Oh yeah, that's quite a bit sharp. My goodness. Sounds like it's keeping B instead of B flat. B flats in tune, but it's going to be a different sound because you're going through valves. I hear mid-range B flat. I think I've placed on my other trombone. Now, do a B flat scale. I'm going to cheat with the F attachment. So that's how it sounds on a regular trombone. On this, anyway, so that's how this sounds. Like I said, it's didn't come in the condition I expected it to be in, so I'm gonna definitely do a review. It's still playable. So yeah, low C and low B. Having trouble with low E. That's probably because uh, this probably got a size 12 mouthpiece on it, maybe a 12C. Uh, whereas my other trombone has probably more like a 6.5. But this kind of sounds like what it is. I'll just pick back in the case and probably not use it other than for baritone techniques. Well, for my final say about this thing, I'm going to do a little demonstration like I've done on the other instruments. Use Bluebells of Scotland. I've encountered in B flat, F, D flat in the training stuff. Did it in B on a soprano trombone, and I did it in B on a C trumpet. So I think this time I'll try the key of E. That's pretty much it. Like I said, the appearance wasn't exactly what I'd expected. It looks like it came in used. And that's kind of a gamble that you get whenever you get something from India. You can buy two identical instruments and one would be functional and the other might be problematic. I don't even think this was out of the factory. I think it's sat in storage for a while. I said, I'm guessing this thing was used. There's no brand on it. It's listed as generic. It just says JK, but it does say JK Musical Meerut. Meerut is a city in India. But yeah, this definitely gives evidence of being used. Um, it'll definitely need some maintenance before I do attempt any regular use out of it. And like I said, the third valve slide with the low C and low B will be problematic. It'll be handy for practicing bass clef valve stuff out of the baritone method books. But if I were to go public with something like this, I would actually buy a bass trumpet like Miller and our Pauls does. But one thing that's handy about this over regular valve trombones, it's compact, so it's good balanced. It's good balance. I'm not too sure I'd recommend it, but it looks rough, but it does kind of work. So that's kind of it for this instrument. Thanks for watching. You're welcome to subscribe, and all the best.